All right, guys, NFL season is upon us, and yes, everyone, I will be making Dallas Cowboys videos to those who keep asking. First off, I want to say I am starting one of those Yahoo group pick'em leagues for the NFL. I set it up as a ranked league, which means when you pick your games, you've got to rank them how confident you are, and the more confident you are about a pick, if you get it right, you get more points. That kind of gist. Same thing I did with the bowls last year. Information in the sidebar, group name TTC 2009, group ID I think is 571140, and the password is romotd. Did a little thing there. So guys, join that if you want to. Want to get as many people as possible. I know I started a little too late because the first game is tomorrow night, but join it, please. I think we'll have a good time throughout the season. Of course, winner gets a shout out and link and everything like that. So yeah, Dallas Cowboys. You know, a lot of people have been commenting on my stuff saying, dude, where are your Cowboy vids at? Why are you talking about Dallas? I've said in one video, preseason, man, I could care less. You know, yeah, there's some guys that showed up, and, you know, Shango's one of the better guys to look at to talk about the preseason and stuff. Me personally, I mean, I'd watch the first two teams, and then, you know, the third and fourth string get in, I kind of, you know, lose attention. But looking at this team, we've still got a lot of question marks. And can this team make a run at the playoffs? Can this team make a run at the Super Bowl? We said the S word. Yeah, they can. They can do it. At the same time, should they be favored? Of course not. From what they did last season and really the moves they've made this offseason, really shouldn't have them on any kind of at least on paper, be one of the top teams, even in the NFC East. I mean, the Eagles and the Giants have both really upgraded themselves, and the Redskins on defense, adding Haynesworth and Arakpo, will be a pretty good team too. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Dallas can compete for it, and I think we will be in the running there at the end of the year. The thing about Dallas is we've got the players, I think, to do it. You've got a great tight end. You've got a great quarterback. You've got a great pass rushing defense, and you've got three awesome backs with a big offensive line who can block when they decide to. That being said, we've got a culture in Dallas that needs to change. We need a more business-like attitude. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't think, had the best players last year. But they have built a culture there in Pittsburgh of tough, hard-nosed football, no nonsense, and winning. Of the teams last year, the 7 teams had the hardest schedule, 6 of them had losing records. But Pittsburgh went 12-4. Went to the Super Bowl and won it. Dallas, we had a lot of games where we blew it. Pittsburgh is one where we should have won that game. You can look at, and every team can do this, can look at the schedule last season and say, we should have won that, we should have won that one, we had that one. But that's how the NFL goes. Most games are decided by 3, 4, maybe 7 points at most. Dallas has got to learn to finish those off. Romo, this is the show me year. T.O.'s not in the picture. You know, I made a video last season when we cut T.O., I wasn't very happy with it. Thought he took off a big offensive threat, and I still think they took away a big offensive threat. But at the same time, I've got to agree with the decision now. Maybe it was the best. Maybe, this team now, Romo can be the leader in that huddle and do what he needs to do. That being said, there's no excuses now. And you've got Roy Williams now on the outside as the number one. Now, you guys know I'm a huge Longhorns fan, and I love, Roy's one of my favorite guys. But he's got to step it up, and it really doesn't help my confidence when I hear that Wade Phillips is saying he could have played in a preseason game because the injury wasn't as bad as Roy made it out to be. Roy has had the reputation of not being the toughest guy around. We can't have guys sitting in the nursing room while other guys are trying to play. We don't have enough depth at wide receiver, especially. Miles, Sam, hopefully those guys can really step up for this year. And Patrick Creighton, maybe he'll step out and be that guy that we think he can be. If it's just a possession receiver, we'll take 10 yards of play. That'll be great. And I like the fact that we are, at least it looks like it, we're going to go to more of a running game. Slow the game down, 13, 14, 15 play drives to get into the end zone, which means we've got to play pretty dang good defense, which means the secondary cannot give up those big third down plays. Dallas has got a pretty tough schedule this year, especially with the NFC East stacked. Well, really, schedule-wise, it's not too tough when you get to play the AFC West. That's 4 games that you should win. The San Diego game will be tough, but the others, Dallas will definitely be favored. I'm looking forward to the season. We got Tampa Bay to start off. This is probably I guess you can call this my Tampa Bay preview game. Tampa Bay is a team that we should be heavily favored going into that. Tampa Bay's a dumpster fire. Tampa Bay, they fired the offensive coordinator. They don't know what they want to do on offense or anything in that team. We're walking in to a team that doesn't know what they're doing. Hopefully, we are a team that does. So Dallas has been really low key, and I think that's good for us. Last season I got on here, and I crowed, talked trash before the season started, saying there's no reason Dallas shouldn't be in the playoffs and shouldn't win the Super Bowl. Well, I was definitely proved wrong, and that 44-6 butt kicking by the Eagles really it took me out for a while. And part of the reasons that I've been kind of staying away from the team is not just because that one game really just culminated in, do these guys really want it? Because there's no reason for that kind of effort to be shown in a game where everything's to gain. And you really didn't even deserve that chance because they got beat the last couple weeks. Should have been knocked out because things worked out for them. They had the chance that they beat Philadelphia to go to the playoffs. Philly got that boost of energy from the home crowd, plus they had the crazy scenario that needed to go down to get in, and they came out on all cylinders, and we just laid down. This team needs to show me they won't do that this year. Will they? I don't know. I'm not in the huddle. I'm not in the locker room. This team has the talent to get where it wants to be, which is in the Super Bowl. But it's got to change the mindset. It's got to change the culture. Can you do that in one season? In one off season even? We'll see. It's going to be a fun year to watch the Cowboys. I'll be here every week, repping the star, hoping the boys good. And yes, guys, I am back on the saddle with the CNS, making Cowboys vids. Making Longhorns vids, kind of pump up the college group, try to get that bigger, and we did it. Now we get back on track. Longhorns and Cowboys every week here. We'll see you guys later. And how about them Cowboys? Join the group. Do it. Join the group. It's over here. You'll enjoy it. See you guys later.